sometime after I left film school, I realized I just couldn't shoot film willy-nilly because it was ungodly expensive. So, you know, I got a still camera and just kind of started playing around with that, you know, shooting vacation pictures and things, and they kind of started coming out kind of good. And then about 6 months ago, I started shooting models through like meetup.com, and that just changed everything. And I've been shooting like every single weekend since then. It's been just insane. Ultimately, it started with just trying to capture instants of change and trying to take these, because with film, everything was all about movement and motion, and so I had this still camera suddenly, but I was still thinking of movement and motion, so I was trying to capture these moments of changing time and freezing them, and that was a really interesting challenge. I don't really have a set goal for photography. It seems like every time I try to make plans to go with them, they just kind of fall apart. So now I'm kind of hopping on the ride and trying to go with it as far as I can, and hopefully just continue to experiment and push myself as far as I can. If I can find a way to make a living doing it at some point, that'd be pretty nice to give me a little bit more time to experiment. The two main themes that I brought today were two photo shoots I did. One was in a place called Hollydale, which is an abandoned former supposedly mental hospital that's partially burned out. It's mostly just piles of rubble and decay. And I shot a young model in a ballerina outfit because we were thinking about it, we're trying to find the ultimate symbol of control and perfection of form and motion, and that was pretty much it. So it's her wandering through this space, being corrupted by it as the shoot goes along, so that her descent into madness co-inspires with her, the kind of the shredding of the image itself and the degradation of the environment she's in. The second is along a similar vein. It's about the idea being the fairies in the modern society, as if all the forests and meadows were all gone and they're living on the streets like stray dogs. It's just kind of about the way our own mythology and our spirituality has kind of fallen by the wayside, and now it's just taken to lying on the street corners. Raw is just, from what little I know from my brief experience, it's just an incredible organization. It's very, very difficult as an artist just starting off to try to get any kind of real exposure, unless you are, you know, the next Jackson Pollock or something like that, in which case maybe you'll get lucky and somebody will see you working with a product at a gallery. But trying to just break in and get a gallery show is impossible. So it's fantastic that Raw comes around and finds artists and goes up to them and just says, hey, you know what, we really like your stuff, we'd love to have a show to get you some exposure and give you that first step out there. Now, that being said, as a first-time showing artist, I learned an awful lot about pre-show preparation and how much of it you really need. Hi, I'm Dylan Strickland. I'm a Raw artist.